Hello everyone, I am Ms. Bhavna, working as an assistant professor at Jagan Nath University, Jaipur. We'll be discussing about the subject which comes under value-added course, Constitutional Values of Indian Constitution. This is an introductory video regarding the subject and highlights of the subject we'll be talking about. Basically, it's an overall study of the subject, what it is for and what it is talks about and what are the motives, importance, objectives, outcomes of this subject. So, we'll be discussing about the course. If I talk about the course names as Constitutional Values, which holds around 4 credit. That means around 4 classes a week it holds, and the overall credit course of this subject is 4 in number. The category of this course is core, which means it's a core subject, which is not a clinical or a elementary or any skill enhancement course. This is a core subject which holds a very important value, and it will be coming in the first semester. And the course coordinator name is Ms. Bhavna, which is myself. Okay, so next is course objective. But before starting about the course objective, I would like to talk about the importance or an introduction of this subject. So, this syllabus encompasses a comprehensive exploration of the intricate tapestry that constitutes the constitutional and democracy landscape of India, designed to eliminate the essence of liberty, equality, and justice. The syllabus delves into the foundational principles that underpin the nation's governance with a focus on democratic ideals and constitutional governance. This curriculum weaves together the thread of individual rights, the rules of law, separation of powers, social economic justice to create a rich fabric of knowledge and understanding. It's a core, and the syllabus reflects the very essence of democratic principle that have shaped India's identity, from the concept of laissez-faire theory to aspiration enshrined in the preamble. Each element of the syllabus contributes to a comprehensive journey through the evolution of a democratic society. Through the lens of human dignity, the syllabus emphasizes the intrinsic value of each individual and their rights, offering insights into the sanity of human life, freedom of religion, and cultural rights, like that. So, if I talk about the syllabus, also takes an insightful expedition into the structure of constitutional governance. It unpacks the intricate mechanism of power with an emphasis on the separation of power and vital role played by independent judiciary in India. The study of fundamental rights, including the right to life, equality, freedom, serves to empowerment individuals with an understanding of their legal protection. This study of fundamental duties also underscores the reciprocal obligations of citizens towards their own country, in of course in India, and it gives an belief or an expectation criteria to the citizens that what situations, or if I say in a very liberal language, so it would be talking about what we should follow, what we should do, what our country expect from us to do some duties towards the nation. Moreover, this syllabus engages with the dynamic interplay of democracy, governance, and society. It explores the significance of electoral process also, and the vigilant role of election commission, ensuring that the democratic machinery remains robust and representative. The directive principles of state policy from a cornerstone um, cornerstone, which if I talk about the weaving the aspiration of a just and inclusive society into the fabric of constitutional governance is a mere concept of the directive principle. What is this mechanism is more about the policy making, which a state or a provinces, if I say in a very common language, should follow and aspire, and we anticipate to follow such rules and policy, including into the framework of the society, and with the functioning of the governance should be included. And we if I talk about in general what this subject is, so I think we living in our country and nation, and we should have an idea about what is our country's ground rules are, what are our objective, what we are made up of, and what is the uh, if I say the foundation of the government and the foundation of the nation should be known. So constitution is a foundation of all the legal and societal governance, democracy, and all the importance of the ensuring the importance of the country should be remain at a place as a center point. So this is how we get a general idea or things we must know. I think most of the students must have. Sorry for the interruption. Basically, it's in a foundation of the country. If I was talking about the students, most of the students must have read civics as an integral part of the curriculum of the school syllabi. Um, or in that subject also we learned a lot of things about the constitution and what is the foundation fundamentals in general, like right to life, right to equality, universal franchise, which gives the rule to vote law, which talks about a citizen must have right to vote in favor of making a government in their country of their own choice. So talking a little bit about detail about these topic is more of a goal or objective, if I say, of this subject. And it helps a person or an individual to know about this subject and understand the functioning and dimensions of and instrumentalation and inception of a constitution of India, and how the journey has been done, and what was the idea behind it, what are the theories, what is in a clear or not clear ideas of making a law, and running them, and having different interpretations of everything is what upholds the whole scenario. And if I if I talk about the edge where informed citizen is a potent catalyst for positive change, the syllabus takes on a role of paramount importance, and it fosters a deep comprehension of the legal and ethical dimension that shape a democratic society, forms the corridors of the power in the parliament to hallowed halls of the judiciary. Each topic underscores the importance of checks and balances. Thus, safeguarding the core value of democracy is one of the very important, or I could say, upholded criteria and safeguarding point. In essence, the syllabus is not merely an academic journey; it is a roadmap to responsible citizen. It nurtures individuals who are not only equipped to engage in the democratic process but are also driven to uphold justice, fairness, and equality. As students navigate the intricate narrative as liberty, governance, and justice, they traverse a path towards becoming um, sorry, becoming an informed, engaged, and conscientious citizen who can contribute meaningfully to the continued evolution of India's democratic identity, which is, I think, I believe it's the objective of this subject, and I have talked about the general scenario and general thoughts about my personal thoughts about this subject. And to understand the values of constitutional form of governance, those are to safeguard the human rights of every citizen of the country, and to pursue the analytical and critical study of the Constitution of India in terms of these values. with its function dimensions carried out in course of time through the instrumentalities of the state since the inception of the Constitution of India, which was um, a broader objective, and I have summarized in a very short form in this PPT, but if we are talking in the lengthiest version, so I really want to put some more points forward towards the syllabus objectives of the syllabus. So first I could say this is the promotion of constitutional literacy. So the syllabus aims to promote a comprehensive understanding of the Indian Constitution, enabling citizens to make informed decision and actively participate in democratic process. And then 100%, if somebody reads this subject thoroughly, they have a very good idea about the what is happening and what is our constitution values are, what our constitution talks about, what it is formed upon. And if I'll talk further, then I'll be discussing about the fostering democratic values and this constantly understanding the concepts like liberty, equality, secularism, human dignity. The syllabus aims to um, cultivate the democratic values that encourage tolerance, respect, and inclusivity. And it of course helps in democracy to foster the more values towards and society, and encourage to have more respect and inclusivity and brotherhood amongst the all the citizens. If I'll talk further, so then third point should be legal awareness, which is a fundamental right, and the rule of law and the separation of power equips individual with the knowledge to protect their rights and challenges any unconstitutional actions which are against their functioning body. They must be aware about it. They must know. They must be ensured that they know the 100% of it. So that should be there. And empowering citizen is also one of the very crucial and foremost point towards the objective of the syllabus. So the principle of democratic governance empower citizens to engage in discussions, debates, and activism, driving positive change in society. That's why we say this: government is for the government, by the government, and for the government, by the people, for the people. So this is how our citizens have their own what I should say a part in the democracy. And going further, if next point would be should be a responsible citizens, because if we know all the fundamental duties, and the students must be encouraged towards a positive contribution to the communities and uphold the values of the nations, and they become more responsible citizen towards this country. Because sometimes what happens, we don't know about our own country, and sometimes we don't know about the lawmaking bodies or anything, what is happening and what is the actually motive and motto behind all these uh, big names and big statements that we hear here and there in the house or newspapers or channels, especially young kids. So this is one of the most nurturing thing to read a subject like this. And if I suggest again the next point, if that would be, I think, sixth point, supporting informed policy making. So whenever constitutional principles and governance mechanism uh, is happening, so an individual becomes enables to critically evaluate policies and contribute to the development of a just and equitable society. So then they have a better idea of understanding, if I would say, that what this policy actually contributes to develop our nation or our society in general. So that would be a very impressive point, because our understanding becomes broader with the time and passage of intelligence, or what I should say, knowledge. And if next also is a check and balance. So we will read about the three bodies of our country, which is judiciary and executive and legislative. So we'll understand that these all bodies keeps and checks and balance of the each other, and one of the very critical role played by judiciary, which in the separation of power and election commission, which gains an appreciation for the importance of checks and balance and functioning of democracy, and we will actually um, encourage and acknowledge these check and balances by these functioning bodies in our country, and which literally plays a very important role. Last point, if I would like to discuss, would be very general but very important is socio-economic justice, and it promotes socio-economic justice. The syllabus is about directive principles, socio-economic right, which emphasize the government responsibility to address inequality and work toward the betterment of all citizens. Like if we generally hold and if I talk about an outline of this whole syllabus, the importance is about educating an individual about the foundations of democracy, the Indian constitution, their rights, responsibility as citizens, and by fostering an understanding of democratic values, governance structure, and constitutional principles. This syllabus does contribute to the development of informed, responsible, and engaged citizen who can actively participate in shaping the future of the nation, and they are actually the part of this growing nation. So next is we'll be discussing we are discussing actually, so that is outcomes, course outcomes. So what would be the course outcomes of the syllabus? We have summarized these outcomes in five. So first, if I say concept of state in reference to the fundamental rights and the procedure for compliance of fundamental rights and writs, jurisdiction of Supreme Court, High Courts, under Article 32, 226, a relationship between fundamental rights and articles and directive principles, and state responsibility towards its citizens, detailed analysis of directive principles and its enforcement. So we have basically encountered the core core things which would be the outcome of the whole syllabus, because if you look at the syllabus of or of the subject, which is divided into 8 units, which of course talks about the it revolves around the Indian constitution, but it also gives an in general idea of what a constitution should be, what a constitution should be, and what is happening in other countries as well. What are their values towards making a constitution, and valuing the importance and foremost, keeping it foremost importance in the whole country. So like that we'll understand, and these are the outcomes which I think are the core outcomes of this whole syllabus. Next up, if I understand the LMS content, elements content means that's learning method scheme content have been divided into four quadrant in the syllabus through the of the syllabus. So first quadrant is e-tutorials. It includes the introductory video of the course, content video, audios on each unit of the syllabi. So basically, we have all the important topics covered, important not actually, whole syllabus have been covered through these videos and audios, which content the introductory video also, which is the same, and and it talks about all units as well. Next is e-content. It contains self-instruction materials, e-books, web resources, research papers, journal, and other reference material. So it will have all the extra material a student should have while reading and learning a subject. So will provide all the reference links, YouTube videos link, and other social media and media where a valuable context content is available, and of course research papers and journals also, which plays a very important part in, especially in constitution, various people have written their own articles and in their own language. So all interpretation holds a different importance at that time. Next is quadrant 3. It is the discussion forum for raising of doubts and clarifying them on a near real time basis. So this will be a forum where the doubts could be cleared, and different topics on emerging issues will be uploaded from time to time, and students will participate in such discussion. So this would be an interactive quadrant. Quadrant 4 talks about the assessment of this contents. So it will be divided into three parts, which is multiple choice, short answers, and long answers. And all these would be uploaded unit wise. Of course, these assessment would also be taken up unit wise, and there would be different types of questions. So learning process. So relevance of this course is pedagogical process, live classes, assignment, quizzes, FAQs, clarification on general misconceptions would be there. Additional activities would be conducted as well. A student will have all the extra things a student could have in a real life classes as well. We'll try to provide as much as possible through master classes, lectures by industrial experts and professionals, and case studies, and much more like that, and very fun activities as well. So there are some reference books as well which could be used for the understanding and learning process. The one of the famous book is V.N. Shukla Constitution book, MP Jain, and suggested ratings are also given. So I would like to discuss more at the end more about the importance of the syllabus. We have discussed what would be the outcome of the syllabus, what a student would be getting, but there are very valuable importance of this syllabus as well, because this is a general subject and which talks about the very important constitution of our country. So I'll want to talk about the importance of this syllabus, which is the core principle of this, which is like a core principle of democracy, just like such as liberty, equality, fraternity, secularism, socio-economic justice. These principles forms a I would say a backbone or bedrock of a democratic society, in guiding its policies and law-making institutions and laws, and actually making legislative bodies also keep these things as a pillars, strong pillars in their mind, and then they make it around it. And also human dignity has been protected through these foundational concepts, and emphasize the importance of respecting individual rights, freedoms, and ensuring that all citizens are treated with respect and equality. And rule of law, which is about the nobody is above the law, and limited government. Also, the government has not given a absolute power. The separation of power for the government operate with a very defined boundaries, and preventing the concentration of powers and safeguarding a citizen's right. Constitutional governance is also very specific mechanism and structure that supports the country's democratic framework, including the role of the president, prime minister, parliament, and state legislatures as well. And I think nobody should forget about the fundamental rights which are given as a foremost right of this of being a citizen of this country. Such rights are like right to life, very promising, right to follow any religion, cultural and educational rights of minorities, education rights and equality rights of or even a student also have equality rights, legal protections afforded to citizens and marginalized groups, and much more. There is much more than this. Right to privacy, a right to food, right to shelter, and there are a long list of getting the fundamental rights from the country, and they are getting protected. So of course, I think this is a very general question in anybody's mindset, that if we have given fundamental rights, what if our fundamental rights has have been exploited or not given? So where will it go? So here plays a very important role by judiciary, which plays an integrated judicial review, judicial body, a theory of basic structure of highlighting the judicial's role in upholding the constitution, ensuring that laws align with constitutional principles. No law should unfollow or go out of the line of constitutional boundaries. And last 2 points, if I want to discuss, very important, which are supposed to be followed by our citizens and democratic or governing bodies, if I should say. Directive principles of state policy, which is an insight to socio-economic objective that a government should aim to achieve and create more just and equitable society. And fundamental duties are the duties of a responsible citizen of towards the nation and fostering a sense of civic duty towards the country. So this is like, we always talk about this, what is happening in a country, this wrong is happening, this right is happening. So somewhere duties have been assigned by the constitution, which we must follow. If we mere follow these duties, I think we could be able to achieve much more than what we think of. And with this, I would like to complete this introductory video, and I hope it was quite useful for getting an idea about this subject. And there are detailed videos would be coming as a quadrant 1 e tutorials for all the students. Thank you very much.